Doug Lesmerises, Ashley Bastock, Scott Patsko. Boy, you should be a Browns insider. Holy moly, guacamole. There is a lot happening. We're here for you. Good, bad, crazy, interesting, fun. We're going to cover it. Go to cleveland.com/Browns. You can sign up there. It's a great deal. Scott, Lamar Jackson, same class as Baker Mayfield, now entering his 5th year. He's like his own agent. He hasn't signed a long-term extension yet. He has an MVP. He had a bit of a weird year last year. We're outsiders here, but I know that there's talk about is he setting up for a huge year and a contract year? Is he maybe getting ready to fall off the deep end and not be who he was? It matters to the Browns, and it's interesting to observe. We could talk about the contract stuff. We could talk about sort of expectations for him this year. But in general, we just had a weird quarterback situation here in Cleveland. For as good as he's been and as good as they've been, it's kind of weird in Baltimore. From the outside, what do you think of it?
Yeah, the Browns have had the market cornered on weird quarterback stuff in this division for so long. It's like Baker Mayfield leaves and Lamar Jackson's like, I'm going to pick up this man. This is a torch or whatever, and I'm going to carry it high. I am going to get into arguments on social media with random people and just, create all sorts of unnecessary news. It is weird. Part of me thinks maybe he's looking at how much money Kirk Cousins has made over his career and thinks, I don't know, a couple of franchise tags and I leave and I go get a boatload of money from some other team. That could work out very well because, we have to expect that he's going to continue to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league over the next couple of years. And I know there's some controversy over whether or not he's truly a top 10 quarterback. He's a top 10 football player. I mean, whatever you want to call it. He's somebody who's dangerous and you have to, build your game plan around. I think he'll excel wherever he goes. They're going to be smart enough to know what he does well. But if he signs, if he signs or doesn't sign, I don't know. If he doesn't sign, it makes me think that maybe he has his sights set on what's really the downside of me playing on this tag and then keeping open the option to sign that long-term deal 2 years down the line.
The thing that really interests me about it is that, again, when we did the whole Mayfield matrix exercise, right when the season ended, I kept saying there hadn't been in this era of first-round quarterbacks, the only guys who had gotten to their 5th year on having their rookie option picked up and not being extended were Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. And that's because their teams didn't want to do it. And then that wound up being the end of them in their cities. But this is the first guy where the team wants to do it, but the player seemingly doesn't want to do it. And I wonder, Ashley, it's listen, we're not going to pretend that we're contract experts, but do you think it's disruptive to the team, Ashley? The thing that to me that is matter, we're not asking, every Browns fan does not have to monitor Lamar Jackson's bank account and the Ravens cap situation. But do you think this has any chance to have a negative effect on the football for the Baltimore Ravens this year? Or do you think it's more likely that it's Lamar's hey, I'm going to do this and then wait till you see what you're going to have to, how do you think this might work out?
I think when you're talking about the quarterback situation like that, and you're talking about potential uncertainty, I think there's always a chance for it to be disruptive, right? Because, again, Cleveland has kind of had the market cornered when it comes to quarterback drama, especially this offseason. And we talk about that all the time here. And these guys who get asked these questions about the quarterback who obviously have nothing to do with Deshaun Watson coming here. And now they're kind of being forced to talk about it. And without being on the Ravens beat, I imagine it's going to get to a point like that for some of those guys as this drags on. So yeah, I am really, really curious to kind of see if it does impact them. I think I'm leaning towards maybe it won't, since it's a different kind of situation. But the big question for me that I can't shake is how much of him, he says he wants to be in Baltimore for his career. He wants to finish his career there. How much does this Deshaun Watson contract kind of impact his thinking and impact his thinking of, well, how much money can I get if Cleveland is going over there and paying this guy $230 million guaranteed, and I don't have all this stuff around me, and I'm a former league MVP, something that Deshaun Watson is not. So I think for me, that's the big question.
It seems like it has. Like, is that some kind of little bonus, Scott, for the Browns? It's like, hey, everyone maybe thinks we paid this guy too much, whatever, but we sure screwed up the Ravens negotiations.
Yeah, I'm sure that Andrew Barry doesn't really mind that other teams are kind of, could be frustrated or just, having to face more challenges getting people signed.